G'day, Peter.
Oh, g'day.
Bill Thompson. Mate, are you supportive of Australia getting nuclear submarines and Tomahawk missiles?
Well, it doesn't really matter because we've got a bipartisan consensus that it's going to happen.
Oh, I was just wondering about your personal opinion.
Well, I've got too many of those, haven't I?
All right. I think World War III started in early 2020 when the CCP and the PLA released a bioweapon that infected the world and killed 7 million people.
And they're still refusing to allow free and open access.
Indeed. Thanks very much for your time, mate. Have a good one. I'm grateful to Peter Hartcher for being prepared to engage with an old bloke with a GoPro. I'm impressed that he was candid in his responses. I've been following the COVID story since early 2020. As it happens, my wife and I were in Sydney in March 2020 for a family get-together and happened to go down to Circular Quay, and there was a big cruise ship berthed there at the time. It was the Ruby Princess, which was about to leave on a cruise to New Zealand, I believe, and when it came back it had hundreds of COVID positive passengers, which was the beginning of the COVID pandemic in Australia. When I last looked at the figures, about 19,500 Australians have died of COVID. And according to official published figures, something in the order of 7 million people have died around the world. I recall from the very start that the Chinese authorities were reluctant to give full access to the Wuhan Institute of Virology. My recollection from reports of it at the time is that Chinese authorities shut down travel to the rest of China from the Wuhan region, but allowed hundreds of thousands of people to fly to international destinations, spreading the infection globally. I believe it's imperative that the global community hold Xi Jinping and the PLA and the Chinese authorities to account for the colossal economic damage and deaths that have resulted from the COVID pandemic. Bill Thompson for Outside Insiders.